Hello, hello, hello. Oh God, how does my voice sound? Yeah. This is like, let me get a drink. This is the, I haven't talked all day. My voice sounded horrible this morning. And I'm like, hopefully it clears up before I go live. But I haven't talked, so I didn't find out until just now. Originally, I had half a mind to not stream today, but I figured, like, you know what, YOLO. Let's do it. You know, YOLO. How's everyone doing today? Like the smash button, sub if you're not. More whiskey. I got a little bit left, but we're saving that for Saturday. Whew. My voice sounds deeper in real life. Probably just audio settings. How's everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? Have I lost weight, my man? Have I? I don't know. Maybe. I haven't weighed myself in a couple months, actually. I stopped drinking pop. I only drink like Diet Coke or Coke Zero if I do drink it. Shammy's here. Hey, Shammy. Hedgehog's here. Everyone, hello, hello, hello. So usually the stream, is my mic set up right? Let me point it at my face. Maybe that's why I don't sound right. There we go. Usually the stream after an event is usually, I call it a mulligan stream. We just kind of shoot the shit for a bit, pardon my French, and just kind of talk about, you know, the event that we just went to and all that. And today's stream, I could tell you, is going to be a little short. We'll see how long I make it today. Put it that way. We'll see how long I make it today. Glad you're back home safely. I am, but you know why? Because I flew on an Airbus. And I got my Boosie's hat. Bucky's. Productive day. Ooh. Gotta print that. What Delta? There's no Voron Delta. I don't know what you're talking about. What? Voron Cascade. Yes, Voron Cascade. What about it? It's a CNC. It's been in the works for like 2 years. And now we can talk about it somewhat. Hope everyone had fun. What's with the shirt? It's got anime kitty cat girls on the back. What's wrong with it? Who doesn't like anime kitty cat girls? When Sub-Zero bomb? Sub-Zero bomb is very easy. What you do is you just load up the bomb for V0 and you set scale 25%. And then you get the Sub-Zero bomb. That's all you got to do. I still have this out. By the way, I figured out what we're doing with this. We're gonna go. I don't know what we're gonna talk about today. We're just gonna talk about Rocky Mountain. I'm horrible at taking pictures, so I don't have like a photo album. If anyone has a photo album of Rocky Mountain that they like, a good one, if you drop it in the Discord, we'll go through it, because I'll pull up some stuff from like Twitter and whatnot. But we're just gonna talk about Rocky Mountain. I'm gonna go through what videos you should be seeing from me in a little bit, some cool things I saw and whatnot. But I finally figured out what we're doing with the not the Kraken, the Can-A board from Big Tree Tech. That's going in the VZBot in the future. Jose, hope you had a good time at Rocky Mountain. Sounds like I did. I had a great time. Cheers on 28 months. Modbot and the Edutech will be joining the foam flinging fold. Ooh, awesome. Yes, Nerf is fun. Just don't be very careful on a live stream and make sure it don't look like a real pew pew. Put the Can-A on Sub-Zero. That might be a little overkill. This year the Wi-Fi held up, but the gimbal. Yeah, so I don't have a gimbal for my phone. I was actually gonna try and use the Pocket Osmo. By the way, you're gonna tell which videos I filmed first. The videos I filmed first are, you could tell as I recorded more videos, I got better, because I've never used a gimbal to record a video before. So the Pocket Osmo, as I used it more, the videos got better, which luckily Thursday's video, which is on the Cascade, is one of the last videos I filmed, because I actually filmed it twice. I filmed it Friday night and then I refilmed it on Saturday. So Saturday night, I think. how exhausted I am. Here's the thing. It's not so much the travel. If anything, I was less tired last night than I am today. Because the travel was pretty good. Like, let's be honest. What was my day yesterday? I woke up, I went shooting, because, you know, when an American invites you to go to a range and shoot AKs, you go to the range and shoot AKs. And then me and Stefan, we road tripped to the airport, and then we sat on chairs and ate McDonald's and played video games on our tablets and Steam Decks and whatnot. And then I got on a plane where I played more video games, and then I got home and dumped all my footage on a computer and fell asleep. Today I'm exhausted. I am more tired now than I was yesterday. And I didn't really do anything. Did Hector? I don't want to, I'm not going to say who I went with, just because I don't know if everyone who went wants it to be known that they went, because they're from different countries and whatnot. But yes, it was fun. It was very fun. For those that don't know, I'm no stranger to the pew-pews. Previous life, I was in the military and I did hobbies involving them, but it's been a while. But when a Yank invites you to go shoot AKs, you go shoot AKs. So I hope everyone who went to Rocky Mountain had a great time. I know I did. And even if you didn't get to go, you could still have a great time, because every stream we give away a spool of filament from Polymaker. Link in the video description. Enter for your chance to win. We'll do the draw at the end of the stream. Did I give? Yeah, I gave Stefan. He got the PEC pull test thing that I printed on the Voron. I finally gave it to him. I swear, that little, what is that hook called? That, you know, the hook CNC Kitchen Stefan uses for all his pull tests of filament? I printed one of those in PEC last year, in PEKK, on Toasty Boy. And I brought it all the way to England to give it to him at Smurf. But the Munich airport got snowed out, so they never made it to Smurf. So I brought it all the way to Colorado, so now he finally has it, and hopefully he didn't lose it. Andrew Rogers, $10, cheers and appreciate it. Glad you made it home safe. It was good to see you in person. Cheers. One second. One second. Cool business emails. 1 second. There we go. I've seen the beacon contact. I did. Unfortunately, the printer wasn't actually printing. They just had it like doing a little demo, which is really cool. I've got a beacon now. I've got a bag of goodies that I conveniently have in a, that I've moved into a Paw Patrol Halloween bag to get out of my luggage so I can do my laundry. So we'll go through the goodies and whatnot. How does the beacon contact work? Magic. I don't know. Actually, no, I didn't do a video with the beacon. I didn't. It's funny. Every time I go to an event, I like, as you walk through, you're like, oh, I'll do a video with them, but they're talking with somebody right now. I'll come back later. And then you just, yeah, Nomads. Hey, Nomad. That happened. I really wanted to do a video with Disposition Sound. They do 3D printed speakers. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do a video. Like, all Saturday they were kind of busy, and I'm like, I'll do a video with them on Sunday. And then Sunday they did a talk, and I'm like, cool, I'll catch them after their talk. And they left after their talk. And I'm like, eh. PF Dennis gifted 10 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it. And also cheers for the 20, Vitaly. Sorry if I didn't mention that. I miss getting to meet Strange Part. He was there. Strange Parts. Oh yeah, somebody told me he was there. I didn't know he was there at all. I know of him. I've watched a few of his videos, but I don't think I'm subbed to his channel. I don't regularly follow it. It's just every now and then one of his videos show up and I'll watch it. But yeah. So, ow. Rat Rig V Court. So here I will give you guys a tease. Hopefully everything's working. I had to fire up I turned all my computers off when I go away. Normally I just leave them on and they just go into standby mode or whatever. But I had to fire up the computer today and like everything had, like, for my OBS wasn't working and it wasn't talking to my Unraid server where I keep like my intros and everything. It wasn't talking and I'm like, what's going on? So I had to like reboot everything. Did I get a hand on a rolling screw extruder? I did not. I didn't get any extruders actually. So if you're wondering what to expect video-wise over the next little bit, I probably will be doing more than one video a week for the next like month, because I actually have a decent amount of stuff here. So we've got 8-track, the Flycron and Angel, new things from Big Tree Tech, Cascade, Duet has new stuff, the Tube, Lulzbot Mini, Positron, Rack Robo EDM, Rat Rig VCore 4, and Vision Miner. So I got videos from all these folks, and there's Shane's head poking up down there. Some of these will be standalone videos. Some of them will be like 2 or 3 of them together. It depends on how it comes out in the edit. Basically, if the video is 8 minutes long after the edit, then it gets to be its own thing. If it's less than 8 minutes, it's going to be a couple of them mashed together kind of thing. What is 8-track? You'll have to wait for the video. I'm not going to spoil it now because then you're not going to watch the video. But I got a feeling Cascade is going to be Thursday, which if you want to see it early and get the details early, because I know you want to, if you're a channel member or Patreon supporter, or if you luck out and somebody gives you a membership, the video will be live for you tomorrow. Because I mostly got it edited today. I just got to do the ad read for LDO and then some B-roll on it. Duet has new things. Duet's actually, I'll be honest, Duet makes great shit. I think people sleep on Duet a lot. Duet and RepRap, I think people sleep on them a lot because of Clipper. But Duet, let's be honest. Let's bring it in. We're gonna have a heart-to-heart here. Let's be honest. Duet controllers are the best ones out there. Let's be honest. Like, don't get me wrong. I love Big Tree Tech stuff and whatnot, but Duet stuff is like, their controller boards are bulletproof. Let's be honest. They make, their hardware is really good. So yeah, Rack Robo stole a show. Yes, I spent many a minute talking with the Rack Robo folks. I'm not going to hint that they're sending me a kit and I will be building a wire EDM machine in the near future, but they're going to send me a kit. I'm going to be building a wire EDM in the near future. So yeah. Oh, speaking of Rack Robots, hi, I'm assuming Cooper. Hi, Coop. Timing. But yeah, that honestly, in terms of like highlights of the show, I'm not going to go in particular order, but I'm going to say wire EDM was really cool to see. Big Tree Tech has some new stuff cooking up, like mostly just a bunch of cool little things. Like each individual thing isn't probably like the best on its own, but they have a bunch of cool stuff they're cooking up. VCore 4, as somebody who has a VCore 3, looks like a pretty solid improvement on the VCore. Steve, hey Steve, you're in the middle of Nevada. What are you still, shouldn't you be home by now? Oh wait, are you guys on the road? Are you watching me on the road? Keep your eyes on the road. You don't have cruise control in that thing. You don't want to lose another fender. And then Cascade, obviously. We had 2 Phoenixes at the Voron booth. The only Voron stuff I covered was Cascade. What else? I've got like brain fog right now. I am so like, oh, and the Flycron stuff. Like, let's be honest. The Armchair Heavy Industries folks, nothing they do that I did a video on is anything practical. Well, actually the Angel has potential, but the Flycron, for those who don't know what the Flycron is, for those that don't know what the Flycron is, you watch the short, but let me pull it up. For those that don't know, the Flycron actually does print. And the funny thing is, it's not as bad as you think. Oh my God, I can't see. My eye's getting worse. No, go away. Let me unmute it for a second. So, the Flycron actually does print, okay? That, if you don't know what this is, I'm just gonna lay it out. I'm just gonna, like, you know, For those don't know what you're looking at, oop, why can't I pause it? There we go, pause it. For those that don't know, those are four 50 amp ducted RC airplane motors attached to the gantry. It's an all-wheel drive gantry. You see these wires here? These wires don't hold anything up. Those wires feed to an encoder because time of flight is not accurate enough to keep the for the PID loop to keep them hovering at a specific height. So that's how it does the PID loop, because of course this is running, I think, Danger Clipper, which they've modded D-Shot into. If you don't know what D-Shot is, that's what like Betaflight uses to control the motors on a quadcopter. And it actually does hover and it does print. And okay, it had a layer shift on the first layer, but like, let's be honest. I've seen worse layer stackings on a Creality. Yeah, 0.1 nozzle at 0.1 layer height or something stupid like that. It's insane. So yeah, it's 4 50 watt or 50 amp draw motors. It has two 1200 watt power supplies feeding it, and it's plugged into a 240 volt outlet. Yeah, it's drawing like 200 something amps. Also, if it wasn't for the weight of the power supplies, at full power, it actually will fly. It is like, if you max power it and you like grab it and like kind of pick it up, it weighs like a pound. It's like this close to flying. So yeah, there's a video on that. Yeah, sounds practical. Oh, hell no. I love all the people. My favorite is the people who comment, like, why would they do that? This isn't practical. They're wasting their time. The no fun police people are no fun police. The team might be trying out some stuff with closed loop cutting. Rack Robotics, Cooper. Talk to the Duet folks. It was too loud for, yes, fully acknowledge it was very loud. I mean, to be fair, we were also cutting steel on the cascade at the show near the end, so. How many creator coins do you have? None. I purposely really don't take creator coins or maker coins or whatever at these shows. I prefer stickers. If I get stickers, I put them on my wall. I've got a bunch of stickers I gotta put up there. I gotta redo the door. I got a plan for the door and what I'm gonna do with the door. Yeah. Thunder Keys, thank you. But yeah, one of those motors is more amps than my entire home. We have 30 amps. Yeah, that one motor is 50 amp. Well, it's quadcopter motors. Even like my little FPV quadcopters have like 15, 20 amp motors. Like, it's insane. Poker chips now. Yeah, the poker chips are pretty cool. So what else do I have videos on? So we got 8-track, Armchair has their own video. So this is its own video. Big True Tech is its own video. Cascade is its own video. I don't know if Tube is its own. I might end up pairing Tube, Duet, and 8-track together. It depends. Same with like Lulzbot and the Vision Miner. So I think I got like 4 or 5 videos you'll be seeing over the next couple weeks. Give me your address and we'll get you some Positron stickers. Cool. Well, Jason has it. I'm sure. Will it be, if there's stickers? I mean, let's be honest. This is gonna sound horrible. I've got a Positron right here, but it's the old revision. So I'm not building it. I've got one in the box unbuilt, but it's the old revision, so I'm not building it. What is Tube? Let's go through the goodie bin. Let's go through the goodie bin. So I got these from Jason. So I got an LVO apron, a brown one. And I also got the black one. Did you get to see the Voron CNC? Yes, of course I got to see the Voron CNC. I got a video on it. Also, for those that didn't see the picture, this isn't just the Voron team. This is also some people from like Armchair. Basically, this is the group that is like, I like to call the Voron community picture that we took. Yeah, there's a lot of people. Pretty much anyone you see wearing this sweater is like a Voron team member only sweater, because somebody on the team makes them, I think. There's me. Of course, I'm in the back wearing the hat, the bunny hat, which I still have. I brought it home with me. So yeah, so there's the boron. So there's Sub-Zero, which looks comically small next to a V2. And then there's Cascade and all that. And then I also got, oh wow, this one's much thinner. This one's much thinner. This is the other one. Ooh, that one's, it's black, it's slimming. It's very slimming. This is also very thin. So we got 2 aprons now. So now I got 3 aprons. Ooh. What's this? What's this? Yeah, I know where you are, Pula. Hector from Fabrico hooked me up. So you know how we're rebuilding V226? Some of these goodies are going in V226. So instead of using the bed that's been in V226 for, I want to say, the past 3 to 4 years, I've got a nice, it's technically a bamboo bed, but it fits. A nice satin bed from Fabrico. So check out all these companies. They're cool. Go check out Fabrico. They got satin beds. So I got a bamboo bed I'm going to put on that one, which is, personally, I like oversized beds. Whenever you're sourcing a bed for a printer, always get an oversized bed if you have the room. That way you don't have to worry about alignment. You just slap it on. As long as it covers the whole bed, you're good. Satin bed is amazing. I love satin beds. I honestly wish Prusa sold beds as well. Like, I wish you could go on the Prusa site and just buy generic size beds. Because the satin that Prusa does, I haven't tried the Fabrico satin. I'm assuming it's going to be pretty close performance-wise, I'm hoping. And from what I've been told, it is. But I really wish Prusa sold those satin beds that they make for the Mark III or the Mark IV and the XL. I wish they made like just generic size beds that people can buy, because they have a really good bed. Satin is better than textured. Yes and no. They all have their pros and cons. Textured, I find, works really good with like ABS, but you kind of want like smooth PI for PLA, I think. I think that's how it is. You want like the flat PI for, basically satin kind of just works with everything in my experience. Like you can print PETG on satin and it'll release pretty good. What is this? Oh yeah, a time of flight camera. I got a time, Apollo gave me a time of flight camera and I got to figure out what we got to use it for. Just use the goo. Speaking of goo, so I've got TH3D. I got some bed cement from TH3D. I've also got a bunch of Vision Miner. So the Vision Miner folks hooked me up. And then, okay, what did Big Tree Tech give me? I'm assuming everything they gave me is public. If not, I'm sorry, Luke, but we're gonna go through all the stuff you guys gave me. They had goodie bags for like the content creators. It was actually pretty cool. So what do we got here? What do we got? What did Big Tree Tech give me? We got HBBFE V1. What is that? Oh wait, it's at the show. I got a video. This is on a video. It's a macro keyboard. So this is pretty cool. So Big Tree Tech is coming out with this. It's a macro keyboard. So they're gonna have the STLs for like a modified skirt. So look at this. So there's gonna be, most of this, the Big Tree Tech stuff, there's gonna be like an actual proper video. So I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but this is it's got USB-C, it's got, I don't know what that is, it's got a little button. It's got an RP2040. Look at that PCB though. It's a clear PCB. That is so cool. But it's just a macro keyboard and it's got cherry blues on it. So it's got cherry blues. So I'm tempted. I don't even think I'm gonna put this in a printer. I'm gonna print a case for it and use it as a macro keyboard for my computer, like just like for DaVinci or something, or not. Yeah, DaVinci. I might use this as a macro keyboard because it's just an RP2040, right? It's a Raspberry. It's a little RPI. So yeah, it's this is really cool. So I'm gonna be doing something cool with that. We got that. What is this? Eddy coil. Oh yeah, eddy current sensors. So they got me a bunch of these. So I've got the eddy current sensors from Big Tree Tech, which for those that don't know, Clipper now supports eddy current sensors natively. As far as I'm aware, you don't need like you can basically just take the spec PCB. You don't need like its own MCU. Like Clipper can talk to an eddy current sensor by itself now. You don't need a separate MCU, as far as I'm aware. So that was that. HBBV 1.0. What is HBB? Oh, it's another one. Do I got 2 of them? Oh, this one's just the black PCB. So this is the same thing, but black. Is there a beacon? I'm not going to call it a beacon rival, okay? I don't want to get into rivalries or whatnot. Beacon is an eddy current sensor, okay? It's a standalone eddy current sensor. It has its own MCU. It can talk with Clipper and whatnot, but it's an eddy current sensor. Eddy current sensors have been a thing for a while. It's like inductive sensors. It's just a type of sensor. Now, Beacon, as far as I'm aware, could do the nozzle probing now, whereas these ones I don't think can. So yeah, this is same thing, just black PCB. So one of these I'll probably use as a macro keyboard because they're really cool. Yeah, the eddy current probe from Big Tree Tech has the advantage of it's the same form factor as a, I'm gonna be making a lot of plastic garbage today. It's the same form factor as an inductive probe that you already have in your Voron. So this literally drops right in. This drops right into an existing stealth burner tool head. Also, I got so many rubber duckies now. I got so many rubber duckies now. Eddy V, so this is a USB one. So they have a few different versions of it. This one's USB. CAN bus, it plugs directly, you can, I'm not gonna go into all the details because I got a video on it. Which one's this? This is another USB one. So I got a bunch of eddy current pros. They gave me like 3 of them. CB2. So this is their CB2. Like it's the CM4 style form factor. So that's the CB2. I don't know. I gotta look up, is the CB2 more powerful than a CM4? I don't know, is a CB2 more powerful than a CM4? I don't know. Oh, here we go. This is what I needed, because we need this for the V2 rebuild. Nope, okay. It's powerful enough though. Okay, there we go. So I don't know if I'm gonna put an XOL tool head or the stealth burner tool head. Yeah, I don't know which tool head exactly I'm gonna put on V226 during the rebuild, but either of those two I need an EBB36, so I got one of those now. So I got an EBB36. Also, LDO does have Nighthawks in the EBB36 format, like this style format. LDO does have Nighthawks coming in this format, but they didn't have any. They will be coming down the line. XOL, XOL. Everyone's saying XOL. Okay, I guess we're doing XOL. Risk of Rain 2 with the music. It's my chill music soundtrack because the music I used to normally play, like the synthwave stuff, I always got copyright strikes and they were fraudulent copyright strikes. So what that means is I could easily get like them reversed, but it took 30 days and it just got annoying. So, belt. Thank you, Shammy, which I need. I can't remember who gave me tweezers. I got a whole thing of tweezers here, so I shouldn't be looking for tweezers anytime soon. Or Vision Miner. I think this is from LDO. Yeah, so I got a beacon. So we'll play with that at some point. This is that CAN bus breakout board that Big Tree Tech has. So this is good for somebody who's doing like a tap changer or stealth changer. I always get the two mixed up. But this is like 1 in 4 out or 1 in 5 out. So if you're doing a tool changer style with CAN bus, Big Tree Tech makes this. So it's like a 4 in, 1 in 5 out or something like that. Tool changer whenever there's a kit. After the experience I had building the Enraged Rabbit carrot feeder on my channel a couple, like 2 years ago or whatever, I won't be building, I don't want to be building stuff that doesn't have like kits and full documentation on stream like I used to, simply for the fact that, one, other people already done it. Zombie Hedgehog has done a build of one, so if you want to watch it, go watch his. But I don't like doing like, because a lot of people watch my videos and streams as like educational, like, okay, I'm going to follow along during my build. And unfortunately that build happened like too soon. Like they were still working on the manual. Nothing against the kit I was using, but the kit I was using was like a first revision kit. So it was just kind of a mess of a build. I wasn't really happy with how the build itself went. And I still get comments from people like, I'm following along with this build series and it's, you know, it's not that helpful. I'm like, I know. So I prefer to wait until like there's a kit available with a manual and whatnot before doing those kind of builds, at least on streams. Oh, E3D gave me some more nozzles because I lost a 0.4. I needed a replacement 0.4. So I got an Obsidian 0.4. And then also LDO gave me a V2 bed or a V0 bed. I don't know why. I've got, I don't plan on doing another V0 build anytime soon, but when it comes to it, I've got a nice black LDO bed to put in it. So there's that. Everyone's beta. I'm okay with being a beta tester as long as you tell me. As long as you tell me. And lastly, my favorite thing that I got at the show, simply because I love saying the name, the tube. The tube. I did a video on this, so I'm not going to go into huge detail on it. But the current plan is we're going to be putting a tube and the Kraken in the VZ-Bot at some point. We're going to, you know, we just built it. I'm going to rip out all the electronics and put a Kraken in and put a tube in. So that is the tube. So there you go. That's the tube. I'm not going to put the tube on the Tico. Also, I'm going to have to source some heaters and whatnot for this, I think. I don't have one available. But yeah, this is the tube. This thing, I think I can beat somebody with. For the gram chasers out there, this is not your hot end, but it is an absolute tank of a hot end. I think that's it. So I can put the, I can give back my kids' thing that I borrowed. So tell us about Duet. You'll have to wait on the video. They just got a bunch of cool stuff in the works. They've got, in my opinion, probably one of the most feature-rich tool headboards right now. Tube on a V0. Super volcano nozzle with the Diamondback. The tube uses V6, if I remember correctly. And with spot on it. No, I made it through airport security with all of this, and they didn't even stop me. So, they did pat me down though, so I got really friendly with the TSA agent. But yeah. Should I wait on ordering Duet? Well, okay. Nothing. I don't think we had any. We didn't talk about anything new. Like everything they have out is what they already have out. I think. We talked about their tool headboard, which I think is already available. You're on the list now. Nah, I'm good. How does the tube mount? It's rigid mount. It's the same as most modern hot ends. It's got it's actually got like 6 M3 holes on the top, so you just rigid mount it like most modern hot ends now. So, for those that went, what did you guys enjoy? What did you guys enjoy? Because honestly, I think there was like 4,500 people, I think, showed up. I can't remember if it was 4,000 or 4,500. This was like the biggest Rep Fest I've been to. I think it even had more people show up than Smurf. It was 2 full halls at the event center. I have some pictures of it. I think I took like 1 panning shot, yeah. So this was hall 1. So last year, everything was in this hall. This year, they had this hall and then another hall that was the same size on the other side. So yeah, so they had quite a bit of people. There went Steve. Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to Greg, Lol Module, for wearing my hat. Well, he has one of my hats. For branding purposes. But yeah. Can you send that to me? It's the only video. Networking guy? Yeah, sure. DM me just DM me on Twitter after the stream or something, and I'll send it to you because I'll forget. There we go. More than 4,000. Yeah, it was nuts. Like it was insane. Like honestly, like I don't want to like, every Rep Rat show has its own merit, but this one was like amazing. Carl Flippin, thank you for coming a member. Cheers. Do you know who my favorite booth was, and who is in where Bamboo? That's all I'm gonna say. You know, everyone shows up for these. Okay, Lulzbot shows up for these. Where Bamboo? That's all I'm gonna say. Will it be larger next year? I don't know. I don't know if they can go bigger, because I think they have like the whole center. Like they would have to book at another place. You also got something very cool. What did I get? I think I showed off everything. Oh, if it's the thing you gave me, the Steam Deck, yeah. Chameleon. Oh, I didn't do a video on the Chameleon, unfortunately. I was gonna do like a little Chameleon update, and then I never got around to it. But the 3D Chameleon, for those that love it, I think version 4 is out now. If so, basically if you buy version 3 hardware-wise, version 4 is just a software update when it comes out. And Chameleon works on the Magneto. He had one there. I think I walked by it on the stream. I showed it off on the stream, but I didn't do a video on it. Bamboo is the opposite of Rep Rap. Well, I know, but you know, other companies that sell off-the-shelf machines were there. Vision Miner was there with their $14,000 machine, which I did a video on. It's actually really cool. I just, you know, I'm kind of disappointed that, you know, they do not participate in the anything in the community at all. It's kind of disappointing to see. Like, you guys know I've got critiques on them, but I do like their machines. It'd be really nice if they actually participated more in the community, instead of just not. It's kind of it's honestly, if anything, it's more disappointing than anything. Like, that they don't participate in the community in these kind of events. Like, honestly, it's kind of, it's a knock against them that they don't show up for any of these. So, like, you know, here's the thing, there were non-open source machines there too. Nothing wrong with it. If your machine is closed source and you designed it yourself, that's perfectly within your right. There were machines there for sale that were closed source machines. Nothing against that. But it's kind of like, you know, you're a big part of the community now. Come out to the events, support the community. It's kind of weird that they don't. So, it's not their market though. It is though, because they are like, they have collaborations with E3D and Big Tree Tech and whatnot. Like, you go to the E3D booth. E3D announced a new, well, not a new hot end, but a new variant of their hot end for the Bamboo at the show. They are part of the community. They sell 3D printers, but they don't like, they just don't come to any of the 3D printer events to mingle with the community. It's kind of like, it's obvious kind of thing. Fabrico, gifted 10 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it. And Nomad, thank you for becoming a member. Cheers. Yeah, Fabrico, their booth was cool. The only thing I really covered at their booth, because a lot of people were looking at the Milo, but we've built one. They have the V-Core, which has its own video. More and more Bamboo machine that usually shows, sounds like their market. Yeah, but they're not showing up. Like, they're not. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to get across there. So yeah. Receive a sub. Yeah, if somebody gifts memberships and you are somewhat active in chat, you have a chance of winning a gifted membership. That's how it works. It's random. Can you show me the CAN bus expansion board again? I'm not able to find another one. I don't know if it's fully like released yet. I don't know if it's like a soon thing, but it's a 1-in, 5-out board from Big Tree Tech. So I think it's designed for their specific boards because it's got that connector, whatever that one is. But yeah, so if you're planning on doing like a CAN bus tool head board, like a tap changer or stealth changer, I can never remember which one's which. Something like this would be great, essentially. It's like a switch. Yeah, it's a CAN bus switch. There you go. Is it already on the shop? Well, there you go. Oh, well, Luke's here. Hi, Luke. Yeah, so it's called I don't have the name for it because I took it out of the box and I had to start. I was in my hotel room humming the Tetris theme, trying to pack my luggage. Put it that way. I had to like condense stuff down as much as possible to make it all fit in my luggage for the flight home. It was kind of like, and then I had to sit on it and zip it up. I'm like, I hope to God airport security doesn't open this up because it's gonna explode. And then I'm gonna have to repack it all in line with my shoes off. Don't you do that every time? Yes, but here's the thing. When I packed to fly out, I purposely like underpacked. Like I brought one pair of pants. I brought exactly as many pairs of socks, underwear, and shirts as I needed. I actually could have left a shirt because I ended up buying a shirt. I got my Bucky shirt. But it was like, I had half my luggage empty and I still filled it up with stuff. Also, it doesn't help. I bought a little Bucky beaver for the little guy to bring home. Yeah, packing the Steam Deck didn't help. Although, having the Steam Deck was great. By the way, get a Steam Deck. Holy shit, those things are awesome. I was on the flight playing Skyrim for the billionth time at 30,000 feet. It was great. Jason, get the 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it. Although I was disappointed. I couldn't get the Wi-Fi to work on the plane. I wanted to play Helldivers at 35,000 feet just for the meme. But yeah, I couldn't get the Wi-Fi to work on the plane with the Steam Deck. We have like half a suitcase empty for the trip home. Yep. Your plane didn't have Wi-Fi at all. Ooh, our plane took off and they like made an announcement. It's like, oh, we don't have Wi-Fi on the plane today. And I'm like, I'm okay, right? But I could hear a lot of people go like, ah. And then like 15 minutes like, oh, the Wi-Fi is working, but I can only get my phone to connect. The Steam Deck wouldn't connect. Or it did connect, but it wouldn't talk with like the Steam service. I don't know. It's working now, but Mr. Mending gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it. So yeah, I think that's all that. Did I thank you, Jason, for the 5? I think I did. If not, thank you. Don't think LDP plan on release. LDP. What's LDP? LDP. Oh. Wi-Fi on plane, whatever. I prefer the Legion Go because of big screen and I'm blind. Yeah. I like the form factor of the Steam Deck. Then again, my only reference is a Switch, and I feel like I'm gonna break that thing. My wife has a Switch, so. Good alternative for building a PC just for gaming? No. Okay, here's the thing. The Steam Deck is basically a Ryzen 7. I can't remember which version of the Ryzen 7. I think it's like a last gen one. So it's a Ryzen 7 APU. So it doesn't have a graphics card or anything. And it's only like 1280 by 800 resolution. Put it this way. I did try playing Baldur's Gate on it. It does play Baldur's Gate, but you can tell it's playing on a handheld. I did try playing Helldivers on it. It is playable. But playing older games is great on it. So I was playing Fable Anniversary and Skyrim. On the clear LDO stealth burner. Yes, plenty of info. It's just a resin print that they did just to show off on the booth. It's not actually a product. Those clear, I don't know if I have a picture of it. I don't think I took a picture. Maybe I took a picture of it. Let me take a look. Okay, I got a picture of Jason. These right here, they had these on the table. These are stealth burners and whatnot. And they look really cool. They're just clear resin prints of they just printed the STLs in clear resin just to show off their product. It's just a showpiece for the show. So it's not an actual like product. So. On my Steam Deck right now, I'm playing Horizon Forbidden West with the right side. Fine. It is right. It does play, but like playing it on the Steam Deck and then playing it on my computer with a Ryzen 3950 and a 3090 and 64 gigs of RAM, it is a kind of a night and day difference. I did see the electroplated stuff. That was really cool. I did talk to Hendrik for a bit. It's the standard version. It's the standard one. Plan on going to Midwest. So, what's coming up? I will be going to Open Sauce. Now, am I going to Open Sauce as just a guy on the floor wandering around? Most likely. I doubt I have enough pull to get in the VIP creator invite thing, but if I do, I do. But I do have a ticket to Open Sauce and I do have a flight there. Hotel, at the moment, I'm out of pocket on. If anyone wants to sponsor, hit me up. But I am going to Open Sauce. I will be at Open Sauce. I'm flying out the Thursday. I'm coming back on like the Tuesday. The next weekend is Midwest Rep Fest. At this time, I will be going. However, I will be like leaving Saturday morning, coming back Sunday afternoon. I'm only going for one day, one night. And from my understanding, it's not gonna be as busy. From just talking to folks, between Open Sauce and Rocky Mountain being as big as they are and how close they are, I got a feeling Murph is gonna be a little Spartan-ish. At least with like tables and whatnot. We'll see. We'll see. Picture Tech gifted 20 community memberships. Awesome. You guys are awesome. You make good stuff. Go check out Picture Tech. I don't have a link in the description or affiliate link or anything. Just go buy their shit. They make good stuff. Get a Kraken. They're cool. I guess many fewer vendors at Murph. Yeah, I got a feeling like I know a bunch of people that are going because they're like me. I'm local. It's a 3-hour drive for me. I'm going to wake up Saturday morning at like 6 or 7 a.m. Just get in my car, drive there, spend the day at the show, spend a night in the cheapest hotel in Goshen, and then wake up, have breakfast, spend the morning at the show. Everyone packs up at noon anyways and just go home. So, yeah, I don't want to talk bad. Like, I've had a ton of fun at Murph. It was the first Rep Fest I ever went to. It's just, I don't know if it's the location, the venue. I don't mind the venue. I don't mind that being in the cow farm. I think it just has to do with where it is. It's hard to get to for a lot of people. 3D printing community is a very open community. I will just say that. I have friends with a lot of different backgrounds in this community, and the state of Indiana has laws against some of those people. It is what it is. So like yeah. It's not close to any. Yeah, that's another problem. Like the Loveland. So for those who don't know, Rocky Mountain is like an hour out of Denver, but Denver Airport is a hub airport. So you can get cheap flights into Denver, really cheap, from like anywhere in the US. So a lot of people, like, if you notice how big the Voron team was at Rocky Mountain, we had a lot of people just fly in because it's so cheap to fly into Denver. So $5 at Picture Tech. There you go. Hasn't grown to keep with the community. It feels very, when I got into 3D printing, when I got into O'Hare's a hub, O'Hare's also like 2 hours away on the other side of Chicago. So O'Hare, if Chicago's here, Murph is here, O'Hare's up here. So you have to land in O'Hare, you have to go through Chicago, and then you got to go there. I think there's Grand Bend Airport is closer, but it's not a large airport. What laws are you talking about? If you don't know, it probably doesn't concern you. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to get into that. This isn't that kind of channel. Next is Lurf. It's not called Lurf, or Las Vegas. Well, there's Vice, but I just bought my Open Sauce ticket. Awesome. I will see you there, John. South Bend, not a lot of flights. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. So when I got into 3D printing, okay, so when I got started in 3D printing, we had Midwest Rep Fest and then East Coast Rep Fest, and that was about it. 3D Printopia, yes, I'm going to, as I like to call it, and others have taken to call it, Earthtopia. When I got into 3D printing in 2018, it was pretty much just Midwest Rep Fest and East Coast Rep Fest. That was it. And then there were a few maker fairs, but those were the Rep Fests. And I was kind of always told that Midwest Rep Fest was the party and East Coast Rep Fest was the business. So they had the two different shows, and one was the party show and one was the business show. But the thing is, now we have Rocky Mountain, which is kind of both. And then I don't want to talk bad about anyone, but it just seems like Midwest Rep Fest is just very yeah, just show up and do whatever kind of thing. And I don't think it's like changed much. I don't know. Yeah. So I'm probably going to be going just because it is like a 3-hour drive for me. And it's like tickets are free and it's just going to cost me gas and a night in a hotel, which isn't that bad. But yeah. Crowley was at CES. Yeah, and then there was Rapid, which this year I will not be going to Rapid because when is Rapid? The PC. Why is my keyboard not working? Rapid. I need to get a new keyboard out here. This one ain't working. When is Rapid this year? Rapid is 25th, 26th. So let me pull up a calendar here. So here is the problem. Here is the problem. Okay, let's go over. No Google. There we go. June. Okay. So Open Sauce is 15th and 16th, which is actually Canadian Father's Day. Okay, I'm gonna miss Father's Day. That kind of sucks. But yeah, so I'm flying out like the Thursday. I'm coming back on the Tuesday. Okay, because there's some Voron people that live in the Bay Area that I want to, you know, I haven't been to the Bay Area. I'm gonna go hang out in the Bay Area. Don't get a chance to do that often. So anyways, 15th, 16th, Open Sauce. Then 22, 23 is Murph, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check. Midwest Rep Fest. They only have a Facebook page. That's the problem. That's another thing. They only have a Facebook page, and the organization's kind of 21, 23rd. Yeah. So this weekend, Open Sauce. This weekend is Murph, and then Rapid is the 25th to, yeah, right here to here. So you got this weekend, you got this weekend, and then you got these 3 days. And also, it's in California again, because Rapid is in LA. So if I wanted to go to all three in 2 weeks, I would fly from Detroit to San Francisco, to home, to drive to Indiana, to drive home, to get on another flight from Detroit to go to LA and back. Also, that week is my son's graduation from grade school. It's only grade school grad, but I ain't missing it. I purposely quit my job to be a YouTuber so I can spend more time with the family, spending time with the family. So unfortunately, I won't be going to Rapid this year. So I made the last two Rapids. I think next year is in Detroit again, though. I think. Rapid PCT 2025. I don't think they've announced it officially, but I think Rapid next year is back in Detroit, which is great because it's a 40-minute drive for me. Not even, half an hour. So yeah. But then they also have Formnext in the US next year. And that'll be in Chicago at the same place where Rapid was last year, I think. So if it's one or the other, I'm going to Formnext because I won't be going to Formnext in Germany unless like the stars align, unfortunately. So we'll see, we'll see. We'll see. I used to go to CS show 20 times, but it was a crazy time. So here's the thing. When I go to like the big industrial show, like Rapid, I know the videos don't do amazing because I'm talking to like Massifit sales brokers about their like $200,000 machine. But I fucking love that shit because I was in the trade. I worked around these machines, like, well, not the 3D ones, but the CNC ones. So like, I love industrial trade shows. It's my jam. So I get to nerd out with that. Did I get I did. I bought an Open Sauce ticket literally like 2 minutes after they tweeted out, hey, we're doing pre-orders for next year for like $60. So I bought a ticket last year. Trail features, $5. Cheers and appreciate it. If Rocky Mountain grows big enough to where they can swing a venue closer to Denver, it may become the major 3D. Well, let's be honest. It kind of already is. Like, nothing against Earth, but Rapid's bigger than Earth. Earth is a smaller venue, less people show up. Or sorry, Earthtopia. So yeah, have I ever been to IMTS? No, I have not. Mention of Voron CNC in your stream from Rocky Mountain. Where can you read more about it? At the moment, I don't think we have anything up on the site. All we have done officially yet in regards to it is announce that it is out. I have recorded a video, My video on it, I think there might already be a video too about it on YouTube already. I think West 3D has a video on it, like a little 3-minute video. But my video will be out Thursday, and it'll be out tomorrow if you're a channel member or a Patreon supporter, because I put out videos a day early for you folks. So if you want to know the specs about Cascade, there you go. Electronics, in terms of like the brain of it, are still kind of fluid. It's kind of being designed in a way that any kind of controller you want to put in it. I know this is going to come up in regards to comparing Cascade to Milo. They are both DIY CNCs that were designed with the same end goal kind of thing, a DIY CNC that you can mostly build at home with really not a ton of custom parts. But they both got to the end goal via different roads. Simple as that. Cascade, speaking with Doug, was kind of designed to be more akin to, like, you know how like Bantam, Tormac, they have those little like desktop learner CNCs that run like, I think they run like Linux CNC or something. But you know, they have those like desktop CNCs that are meant to be like classroom CNCs, like educational. So it's supposed to behave like a big CNC, but it's like a little desktop CNC. That is kind of what Cascade is kind of designed to be in mind. It's supposed to sit on a desk. You put a controller on it. You can put whatever controller you want it. So if you want to learn Linux CNC, put a Linux CNC. If you want to use RepRap, you do that. You want to do Gerbil, you can do that. It's kind of meant more for that. And it's designed, like all Vorons, to have an enclosure stock. Now, yes, the Milo does have an enclosure design called the Casa, but let's be honest, it's a much bigger thing. Now, in my opinion, I think the Milo is a technically more capable machine. The Z on it is more rigid. It does have more travel in the Z. I think this is limited to 110, whereas, I mean, the Milo right now, get my scale. The Milo's like 6 inches. So it's the Milo has like, are we at max? Yeah, the Milo's got like 150 millimeters of Z, and that's without fixture. So the 110 on Cascade is, again, just, you know, spindle to plate. This is 150 spindle to plate. So you have more Z on a Milo, and you have more travel on a Milo, but it's also a bigger machine because you have the swing of the bed. So you technically have like more volume on the Milo, and I think it is a more rigid machine. It's hard to say because I haven't used both. But they're different goals. Here's the thing, like they're both, you know, DIY desktop CNCs, and they both got to their final design via different roads. So, did I get a tape measure that was sent over? No, there's a tape measure sent over? If there's something at my PO box, I'll check it tomorrow. Compactness of the Cascade, I do too. But the advantage the Milo has, you can hang stuff off that really easily. So if you need to machine something that's bigger than the volume, you just let it hang off. Cascade, you kind of can't. You can off the front a bit, I think, but you can't on like this, you can hang it off the sides. So you can actually put work pieces on here that are bigger than the machine volume by quite a bit. Here's the thing, they both have pros and cons. Get the one that works for you. It's like a 3D printer. There's no anyone who tells you any printer is the best printer in the world is wrong, because they need to ask you what your use case is, what your goals are, what your budget is, what kind of room you have, what you're looking to get out of the machine. Everything has different goals. Cascade has a lot less intimidating. So the thing is with Cascade, it's hard to say because we're not at the, like all we have is the final prototype essentially. So right now the BOM is like $2 to $3 grand. But that's self-sourced BOM. That's not like, you know, Jason has this factory floor, you know, pumping out 1,000 kits BOM, right? Or price. You know what I mean? So we don't know what the kit price of a Cascade will be because remember, it's a CNC. NEMA 23s are always going to cost the price of NEMA 23s. A spindle is going to cost the price of a spindle. A custom machine bed is going to cost the price of a custom machine bed. You can only save so much money. You can only cut so many corners, unfortunately. It's like people complain how expensive Vorons are. It's like, well, here's the BOM. If you think you could do it cheaper, do it cheaper. The problem is you're buying off the shelf stuff. You're not, you know, stamping out, you know, 1,000 units of frames on a press in Shenzhen, right? So More expensive, I think. Yes. Also, Cascade uses beef. I think that uses, no, they both use MGN 15s, I believe. Yeah, MGN 15s, but Cascade uses ball screws. Cascade uses ball screws. And then also, I got all this nice room here for a wire EDM too. So we're going to be doing that. I think Friday is going to be a little bit of a bunch of random stuff stream because I have a CNC I got to rip apart to kind of get ready to put a wire EDM on. Because that's what we're going to do with the Comgrow Robo CNC, because it's got the, where is it? Oh, it's over here. Because it has the fixed bed, I think it'll be very, very conductive, very conductive to putting a water tank on. So for those that don't know, the EDM isn't a machine. They sell, it's basically a kit. You provide the motion system. So you could put it on a bunch of different things. You could DIY a motion system if you want, and they had one there, and it's in the video. You can actually get really crazy. The one in the video is basically dueling Core XY gantries, so you can actually have the wire go, instead of straight vertical, you can have the wire on like 45s if you need to cut on an angle. It's actually really cool. What did I see the stealth changer? Yes, I didn't do a video on the stealth changer, simply for the fact that all the stealth changers at the show were just ones people had built. If the designer of it would be there, I would do a video on it, but I didn't want to yeah. I much prefer people, like when I'm showing something off, I much prefer show off somebody's own design and own work instead of like, oh, I downloaded it and I printed it and I built it. I'm like, nothing against them, and I did talk to them about it. I just think for a video, it's better to have like the team or the designer or something. I think it just works a little bit better. Might have a 4-axis kit in the future. No promises. You guys are crazy and I love it. Solely based on Cascade at the show. It's aimed at more experienced CNC follows. Milo is to get in the scene. I think that might be a good option. That might be a good way of putting it. It's hard to say because Cascade, again, is just that one single prototype unit. So I think we do have a few. I think some other people have some like various stages of like, I bought the frame and I'm kind of messing around in the dev team, but I think that is the only one that's actually up and running. I think we have 4 Phoenixes now. We had 2 at the show, and then there's somebody else on the team is building one, and then we have the one in England. So I think there's like 3.5 Phoenixes existing now. And they're still working on getting everything buttoned up for that for full release. I know it is what it is. Nobody's getting paid to do it. So everyone's a hobbyist on the Voron team. It's all dedicated time. So it gets done when it gets done, unfortunately. For those that are like, I need it now. You got plenty more time to keep saving. So, cheers, Aaron. Did I see the micro changer? Was that the one Zombie had? If so, yes. Also, I don't like doing videos like, I don't want to do a video on Zombie's machine because Zombie built it. It's his machine. He has a video on it already. The cam side seems pretty simple because Clipper handles multiple axes. It does. And remember, it's a wire, like once you start, the programming for cam will be funky because telling it to like cut whatnot. But if you're just doing straight like 2D wire EDM, like you can do that in Carbide Create. Just tell it you have a 0.35 millimeter cutter and to cut the outside of your SVG and off it goes. Just add a little line for it to come in from the edge of the metal and off it goes. Zombie makes videos. I think he does. He's on that Twitcher. Is he on Kick? No, nobody's on Kick. Nobody's saying he's on Kick. Yeah. Electric depositing. Is it? I can never remember if it's electronic or electrolysis or electrical discharge machining. I can never remember if it's electronic, electrolysis, or electric. EDM. Electronic dance music. It's electronic dance music. Euro dance music. Yeah. Electrical discharge machining. That's what it is. I can never remember which one of the E's it is, but it's electrical discharge machining. So basically, you know how when you weld, you know how for those that have ever welded, if you just have like the tungsten tip and you just hit the pedal down, you don't have any filler material, how it melts away the metal. You can, tack weld and you can blob it together. So imagine when you when you hit that pedal down and you vaporize that little bit of metal and you turn it to a liquid, now you're in water and that liquid, you know, that bit of metal you vaporize just kind of floats away. So now you got a hole. Do that really fast with a wire and you can cut through metal. And actually, I have a video of it. Because I will say, they had the best demo ever to show what EDM does. Because they actually had a handheld EDM. So this is basically, I think this is a brass rod hooked up to it. And this is a 0.6 millimeter plate of aluminum. And I just cut the corner off there. So this is how long it took me to cut the corner off that. Now the cool thing is, when you're doing it properly with a wire EDM, there's no forces involved, because when you do it right, the wire actually never touches the metal. So there is no forces involved. And I think they were saying, depending on the material, I can't remember if Cooper, if you're still here, they could do up to like 100 millimeters a minute or something like that. So you could do what basically a water jet does without having to deal with the mess a water jet does, or a CNC, or a laser. Force is still involved. Not really, because you're vaporizing it's contactless. You're getting close enough to cause a spark, but the problem is if you actually touch the metal, you can actually arc weld the wire to the metal, and that's bad. So you actually never actually want to touch. So there's actually basically no forces involved with wire EDM. You're not actually pushing on it. That little demo, yeah, people were pushing on it because, you know, you're holding it by hand. You can't move it that fast. But yeah, 100 millimeters a minute with wire in thin aluminum. Slower and thicker metals. Also, you need to flush. You do it in like a liquid bath and you need to flush it out. Yeah, actually what I need to do, I need to hit up the, I think he still works there. I know a guy who runs the wire EDM at the shop I worked at. I haven't talked to him in a while, but I want to hit him up and see if he could steal me a few Gatorade bottles of the EDM, the green EDM liquid they use. Because you just use, and the best part is the water you use for it is just distilled water you buy at the grocery store. There is a little explosion of metal and water, but the force is compensated for the wire tension. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's okay. There's a very minute force. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I built my own wire EDM. It is small working area, 4 by 5 by 13 size, and a home brew die sinker. I use it all the time. I started on wire EDM, but move new house out. Cool. Yeah, sinker would be cool too. The water should be filtered, but you don't have to if you can't. Oh, yeah, because what is it? You need a consistent. It has to do with the conductivity of the water, right? Distilled water works the best. Well, actually, they actually make EDM fluid, like specific. It's like green. It looks like the thing is, it's probably not great to drink, but it looks so delicious when it's clean and fresh. But yeah, EDM still needs a skim pass. Depending on the process, like if you're doing plunge EDM, we're using like trodes to burn out like ribs and whatnot. EDM uses sacrificial cutters. That's why wire EDM is a thing, because by constantly feeding the wire through, you keep a consistent size. If you were to just use, you know, a brass trode like this, and you were to cut, when you start, the trode might be like 0.5 millimeter wide, and when you get to the other side, it might be 0.4 or 5 millimeter wide, because it actually, as you burn away the metal, you actually burn away your electrode too. Okay, it uses a sacrificial burner essentially. So in like when we did it in the mold shop I worked at, we would burn like ribs and whatnot for like fascias and whatnot, like parts of the mold. You would burn them. You would use a graphite trode, and you would have several different trodes. So as you burn down, as the trode wears away, you would swap for a fresh one. And then when you get to the end, you go in with another trode for like a finishing pass. That's how you keep the that's how you keep tolerances. Because if you use the same trode for everything, by the time you get to the end, that nice sharp corner has now been like worn away to like a spike. Let me see. I'm gonna have to dig up some of my old YouTube videos here. So the advantage of my YouTube channel being my personal YouTube channel, I have like videos on here from like before I was a YouTuber. Let me go dig it. Let me go digging. Views, visibility, unlisted. Let me go dig in here. Give me a second, guys. I might have some videos of some of the sinker EDMs we had at work. Okay, so this is one of them. This is one of the dual head ones we had at the shop. So this is burning a grill. So this is burning ribs in a grill. So you could see the heads moving up and down, and then you can see the green liquid I was talking about. So these are graphite trodes. So you can see like, yeah, these are the machines. Those are fire suppression systems because it'll off gas hydrogen sometimes. So you can see the sparks there. So it's actually like burning away the metal, and it uses a graphite trode. So that's that one. I might have another. Let me go digging here. That might be it. I think that's the only one I have. Yeah, it's like the only one I have. Let me check the volt. DCIM. View. Large icons. Let me go digging. How old is this? Oh, that's my current phone. That's my current phone. No, I gotta go. I gotta go back in time. Nope. View. Yeah, sort by type. The EDM at work. Tell he has experience when you say trode. Oh, that is a giveaway. That is a giveaway. Yeah. I have videos. I just don't know videos of what. I'm going through like videos on my old phone backups from like, because I haven't worked in the shop in like, what, 2 years. And most of the videos I recorded was when I was new in the trade. Because it was like, oh, this is new, right? Because, you know, when you're new somewhere, you take all the videos, and then, you know, as you get, you know, old and grumpy, you stop caring so much. Sort by type. Let's find the videos. That's a lot of videos. Okay, let's go digging. See what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Baby Calvin videos. What's this? What is this? I don't know what that is. Is that a fire? What is that? I don't know what that is. It's not loading. Okay, that video's too old, I guess. Wiring looks a lot nicer, spending 30 minutes filing burrs off an edge. Well, you're still gonna have to file burrs because it is still a sharp edge. But it does, oh, correction, it's still gonna be a sharp edge, but it's not a burred edge, right? Heard that abbreviate. That's what people call the, why aren't these videos loading? Open with media player, maybe? Oh, no. Hey, here's me driving a forklift and dumping garbage in the truck, or in the bin. There we go. We're going through old work videos now. This is what we're doing today. I'm trying to find, I know I have a good video of the wire EDM doing its thing. Open with media player. Okay, this is the same video. Yeah, that's the same video. Doesn't it leave slag? It can. The thing is, you gotta be careful because you gotta flush. Like, especially if you're burning a blind hole, you have to have like fluid moving to flush out all the gunk. Let's see here. Okay. I don't think the Milo can do this. That's a 5-inch cutter. That's roughing a fascia. Where is all the wire ones? I think I have a video of our wire machine. No, I'm gonna have a ton of videos because these are videos after we had our kid. So all I got is baby videos now. Shoot, I gotta go through all the baby videos. I had one where it caught fire though, and I'm trying to find it. Oh, this one's cool. I was talking about this one actually. This is a mold for an insert that we built. So this shoots a plastic part, and this is how you get the inside of the metal out after you shoot the plastic part. So that's hydraulic. It's for like a bollard, a concrete bollard. So you put the plastic part in the bollard so like the machine can come by and pick them up. So we built that. Okay, I don't have wire ones there, so it's got to be in the 6. It's got to be on the, not the Pixel 6, yeah, the phone 6. DCIM. No, no, no. That one. Camera. Sort by type. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we got classical music going right now, don't we? I could have sworn I have videos of The Wire, but I guess I don't. No, I don't. I could have sworn I had videos of The Wire EDM. I'm kind of disappointed. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. I wish I could have sworn I had more videos. Maybe the S10. Let me try here. Give, camera, view, large icon. I'm trying to find one specific video, and it's like 6 years old, and I don't know what phone it's on. So I'm going through like all my old backups of my phones. And the problem is most of these are after I started being a YouTuber, so a lot of them are just like videos from like that I recorded for B-roll or whatever on a video. But yeah, I give up. If I find it, I'll put it on Twitter or something. But yeah. Insert the bin. Yeah, into the bin. Yeah, see, Rack Robotics did a good Kickstarter. I can't stand companies that do Kickstarters when they don't need to. It looks a lot nicer. Okay, so we did all that. Go down there. Down. I realized I was through. I've never seen an EDM machine in person. I've seen an electric arc furnace at a mill making stainless. Ooh, I've seen an arc flash in person, and then I didn't see it. I run a Sodic wire EDM. We had an Eagle. I think it was an Eagle wire EDM. Let me see if I can find a picture of the one we had. It's gonna roll off my desk. Yes, it did. Eagle wire EDM. Yeah, it's one of these. This is what we had in my shop. So this is the wire EDM we had in my shop. So you have a wire that comes out of here and it goes down to, you can move around, you can, you know, it moves. But then you have a wall that raises up. So you mount, you put whatever you need to, reject all. You put whatever you need to do on the bed, and then the wall comes up and then it floods the whole tub. So this is actually pretty much the exact model we had. Yeah, the power. Yeah, this is the exact model we had in the shop pretty much. I don't know if it was a 1200, but this is, you know, the wire EDM we had in my shop. And then we also had a couple of the sinker styles. So. Yes, it's a spicy scroll saw. Or bandsaw. Well, actually, no, it'd be scroll saw, because bandsaw only does really straight lines. Scroll saw, you can do kind of funky stuff. So yeah, wire EDM, spicy scroll saw. That's a good way of putting it. Mitsubishi. Yeah, I think we had a Mitsubishi. We had two. The Eagle was the bigger one, and then we had a smaller one too. So yeah. So anything else about Rocky Mountain or anything else you guys want to talk about? We're coming up at, oh shoot, we're only like an hour and a half. Anything new? What's new and hot and spicy in 3D printing you guys want? Let me see what people have been posting on Twitter. Let me see what we got here. Okay, if you have a pacemaker, talk to your doctor first. Simple as that. If you have any sort of condition that may make you susceptible to anything that electricity can do, don't go near that shit. Simple as that. Simple as that. You kind of want to stay away from anything making those kind of things. I will say, the first thing I did after recording the video with Rack Robotics, I went back to the hotel room that night, I dumped all the footage, and then I watched it on my laptop just to make sure that the EDM, that process didn't interfere with the wireless mics I use. They didn't, so we're good. At least as far as I could tell through my shitty laptop speakers. I haven't actually checked it on my computer yet here, now that I'm home. But yeah, that is something, it is 65 or 70 volts. I don't know how many amps it's pushing. If Cooper, you're still here, how many amps it's pushing. But it is like it is Sparkies. It is the angry pixies jumping through the air. So you want to be a little bit careful if you got a pacemaker. Talk to your doctor first. Let me see here. I have I don't want to show too much because I'm doing videos on it. Is this it? Yeah. So this is the one machine they had where it's 2 Core XY gantries. So right now it's just cutting vertically, but you could offset the gantries so you can cut on an angle. And this is just a fish tank. This is all 3D printed in like carbon fiber PLA on a bamboo, other than like the electronics and the motors and whatnot, in a fish tank, doing wider EDM. Like, so cool. Is the Sub-Zero? Yeah, for those that don't, the Sub-Zero is just something, I think it was them Graham built just out of some spare parts he had. All it is just a V0 with a bed big enough to print calibration cubes. He built it just to print calibration cubes. So the build on it is exactly the same as a V0. Just take a hacksaw to your extrusions. That's all it is. It was just something for fun he did. The pulses are over 100 amps for a few seconds from what we calculated. That's going to create some EMI, electronic interference. We have warnings aimed specifically towards those with metal thin plates. That makes a lot of sense. And they did show you can, like, if you're holding the trode and you touch the anode, which is like the part you're cutting, it's enough to let you know you screwed up, but not enough to let you know you hurt, or not enough to hurt you. So far. So yeah, if you screw up, you don't, like, you're not gonna like die, hopefully, but you will know you screwed up, but not enough to really hurt you, hopefully. So be careful. It is electricity. You always be careful when you got the angry pixies jumping around. Oh, microsecond. Oh, US is microseconds. Okay. Can it do a benchy? A 2D one? I don't see why it wouldn't. Yeah, it'll sting, but it won't unalive you. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, and here's some just cuts and me fighting camera focus. So yeah, so those are some cuts in, what is that? That looks like, what, a couple mil thick aluminum? Or titanium, I can't remember. They were cutting both. I was just trying to get, my freaking camera wouldn't focus on it. But yeah. And then this is the surface finish. It looks kind of rough, but it's actually pretty smooth. Like when you run your finger on it, it is pretty smooth. Like it's smoother than you're gonna get out of anything else you can get at home that does the same thing. Like compared to a bandsaw or probably even a water jet. It's definitely smoother than a laser cut, that's for sure, or torch cut. This was at Rocky Mountain. Yeah, this was at Rocky Mountain. Yeah, the official statement is do not touch it. But if you screw up, it'll let you know you screwed up and hopefully not hurt you. Put it that way. And also because it is electricity, you have to complete the circuit. So if you're just like, if this is the trode and you're holding it and the anode, the part with the other end of the wire that's attached to it is over there, and you're just holding it like this, nothing happens. You have to actually make contact. So if you're like setting it up and you're connecting the wire through to the spooler, nothing happens unless you touch the wire, and you have to complete the circuit essentially for something to happen. The nice thing about EDM versus laser or water jet is it will not be a taper. That is very true. That is very true because you're continuously feeding the wire through, which is a consumable. The wire is a consumable. Technically you can reuse it, but every time you use it, it gets thinner and then eventually it'll break and you don't want it to break. So you don't reuse the wire in a perfect world unless you absolutely have to. I've seen it done, just try not to. So, because you're continuously feeding the wire, you do get pretty much a continuously even cut. Because again, if you were to cut with just like a trode, like say you just had a brass rod that you were using to cut through, as you cut through, yes, you're eating away the metal, you're also eating away the trode. That's why in like when you're doing sinker EDM, like you're cutting out ribs, we use graphite because graphite it erodes a lot less than other materials and it's very electrically conductive. The only problem is you have to cut the graphite into the shape you want to burn into the metal. You have to do it several times because again, as you machine that shape out, you also erode the trode. So you have to swap out trodes as you burn to get like, so you get the continuous good shape that you want. And cutting graphite is bloody horrible. The room we did it in was its own room in the shop. It had negative air pressure, and all you heard was vacuums in that room, sucking air into filters. Yeah. Recommend distilled water. Yeah, you can use distilled water. They actually do make special EDM fluid, but for the at-home stuff, you probably don't need it. I'm assuming it's not needed at all. Like, it's way outside. $180 to $300 per spool of new EDM wire, which is 20 to 35 pounds. You don't need that much. That much wire is feeding that eagle I showed you. For what these guys are cutting, remember, the thinner the metal, the slower you feed the wire through too, right? You feed the wire through faster on bigger cuts. Like what we were cutting, we used our wire EDM because what we would use it for is we would machine lifters, which is a component of a mold. So you would machine something like this big, and then you would machine it on a sacrificial plate. So you would get the block of steel, right? It'd be a square block of steel. You would mount it to the CNC, and it would be, the part would be cut in a way that the one flat side would be on the bottom. So you drill your FCS holes, you mount it to your FCS plate, you mount the raw block, it goes into the CNC. The CNC does, cuts it all up, but then when it comes out, you still have the raw part at the bottom. Then that goes to our wire EDM department where they mount it and they just chop it off with the wire EDM. So it's cutting through like sometimes up to this much metal. So you have to run the wire pretty fast for that. But at home, you're gonna be cutting much thinner materials, and believe me, nowhere near as much, unless you get into production, which if you do, you do, and hopefully you're selling stuff for enough to cover the cost of the wire. Yeah. So it does, their kits that they sell, you know what, screw it, we'll just pull up their website right here. rackrobo.io. There you go. So they sell the power supply. This is what you need. They don't sell the motion system. They do have a starter kit, which is the power core, the tool, essentially. So the wire comes down, comes through this gap, and then it feeds through here. They have the little trode right here, and then it spools up on here, like the waste spools up on there, I believe. And then you have like a little cartridge of wire that it comes with to get you started. So this, you basically mount to whatever motion system, and it goes in water. Simple as that. So I'll show you what I actually hear, because, you know, this took less time than I thought it would to talk about everything. So let me throw all this back in my kid's Halloween bag with Paw Patrol on it. So we'll just throw this all in here, clean my desk off. I'm gonna show you what I'm putting it on. Metal accent stealth burner. Oh, dude, we're gonna have some fun. I've got a whole bunch of ideas here. Because think about it. I've got a Milo right here. Wire EM's gonna go right here. You know how nice it's gonna be to not have to like cut, like surface both sides of something? I could just like machine something, like mount something to the bed, machine it, and then just wire it off. You know how nice that is to have that ability? Because now, you know, you don't need water jet. I don't need to like hack off metal with a bandsaw. You just put in the wire EM and go, and it cuts it off in a 0.35 millimeter line, right straight, dead straight. Like, it's almost cheating. So the plan is I have this, which is the Comgrow Robo CNC that we actually modified last year, and I machined some stuff on here. We did the, whatchamacallit. What did we machine on this? We machined something on it. I did my carbon fiber boron parts that are in this guy, and then I also machined a quadcopter frame. But I haven't used it because, you know, got the Milo now, which is much more capable than this thing. So the plan is basically just take the whole Z off, because you only need XY. You really don't need Z. If you do want Z, you could just have manual Z, because like, you're not gonna be cutting up and down. You're only basically tracing a path, essentially. So you don't really need Z. And also you could just move the mount for the part up and down if you need to adjust Z. So the plan is take the tool head off this. It's running duet right now. I may just leave it running duet. I don't know, we'll see. And then just basically build a tank on it. Just put a tank on it. In fact, I can start ripping stuff off right now. Let's start ripping stuff off right now. Why not? rip and tear until it is done. Because I'm not going to use this to machine anything anytime soon. Because at some point I will also be getting a Cascade, so this will go bye, 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 bye. Can wire EDM only cut metal? It has to be electrically conductive, and it has to be fully electrically conductive because it cannot cut through plastic or epoxy or anything. So if you want to cut through something, it has to be basically metal. So carbon fiber is conductive. The epoxy in carbon fiber is not. Sun and build stream. Well, sun and unbuild stream. It's all held on with double-sided tape. Or no, I glued this on. Oh well. We've done water cutting. We've done water cooling blocks before. Some people have been trying carbon fiber composite with mixed results. Yeah, that's the thing. You're gonna have best results with metals, essentially. What is the max thickness? I believe, I don't know. I think it's 35. This gap is like 35 millimeters, I think. I think it's 35 millimeters. So basically anything that's like can fit from like here to here, it basically has to fit through that essentially. Okay. Also, what is this? Oh, that's a Morrison power supply. Nice. Can you do tungsten carbide? I think you can. I think, can you do carbide? No, carbide's met. I don't know if you can do tungsten carbide. I know you can do hardened steel. I don't know if you can do tungsten carbide. Yep. You can? Okay, well, if you can, you can. Cool. We have machined tungsten carbide. There you go. Well, it can do tungsten carbide. Cool. 48 volt power supply for this guy. Also, this spindle is loud as shit. Kind of glad I don't use this anymore. You can TIG weld. Yeah, true. You're right. Yeah, good point. Oh, I probably shouldn't be doing this barehanded because the last thing I cut on here was carbon fiber, so it's probably covered in carbon fiber dust. So I gotta wash my hands before I eat. Remember this build? This was a fun build. You do any, yeah, hardness doesn't matter. It just has to be conductive because the harder it is, basically the longer it'll take, but you can machine pretty much anything that is conductive. Well, it's not really machining, but you know what I mean. I really wanted to destroy one of the Diamondback nozzles, but they wouldn't give me one. I did ask them if they would. I'm like, hey, those guys got a wire EDM. You should give them one of your nozzles. And they're like, yeah, you know, we thought about it. We don't think, you know, business answer, right? But I did try to get them to give you one because I was interested in seeing it too. They're like, yeah, we have wire EDMs. We've done it ourselves too. And I'm like, okay. Like, okay. Use a lot of wire and go real slow. I'm assuming, well, it depends on the thickness too. It depends on the thickness. If you're just, you know, skimming it, you know, if it's a really thin thing, but if you're trying to like cut an end mill in half, it might have a bit of trouble. Okay, so you come out. So we need you. Can't lose you because you're a motor wire. You're a motor wire. You're a motor wire. Can't lose the motor wires. I need the motor wires. Good thing we spent the money and upgraded to a new spindle holder for like 2 projects on this thing. Be cool to have from some stuff that I think about. Yeah, it's basically you can cut and it's extremely accurate. This is probably the most accurate you'll be able to cut plates at home, like for under like what, 500 US for the starter kit, roughly? Yeah, for under like 600 bucks, you can cut steel plates like as accurately as this machine can move. That's pretty dang accurate. Looks like I do have Diamondback nozzles. They did send me some, and I do have some left over. Should have just spent 100 on the nozzle. Well, you could have won one. They had some to give away. You could have won one. It's the most accurate. Yeah, it's insane because as long as you know how, so you use like 0.35 millimeter wire, I think, or 0.3. It's 0.3 millimeter wire. It burns a little bit wider than the wire because again the arc jumps. So I think the path is like 0.35 millimeter. Is that where I got the 3.5 from? But yeah, so it machines a path a little bit wider than the wire. And as long as the wire is continuous width and you feed it through at a rate where it basically doesn't, you know, you're not burning out the wire, you basically cut a perfect cut that wide continuously as accurate as the machine moves. Simple as that. So, oh, that snaps off. Come on, come on. Yeah. How do I get you off? There we go. There we go. Diamond is an insulator, but the polycrystalline diamond has a cobalt matrix, which would be electric conductive. Yeah, they use the same, like Diamondback nozzles use the, it's like the same stuff as like mining drill bits, essentially. Which is, if you know what Diamondback's main division does. Also, you know, yes, it's wire EDM, but you could use the power core if you want to do sinker style burning. The problem with sinker style, it needs to be usually smarter. Because if you're doing like, you're burning like, say you want to burn out a broken tap, which that would be great to have the ability to burn out broken taps. That kind of thing, you kind of need, you kind of need to have the ability to sense when it like arcs, because you can short it essentially. If you just do like a pecking cycle, if you don't have it all set right, you might basically do an arc flash and weld the trode to whatever you're burning. So you got to be kind of careful with that. So that's that. Pull this off. What about a broken clicky? What do you mean a broken clicky? I'll put the electronics on a separate box on this. I don't want to mount it above the water, essentially. A3DP had an interesting Trident with servos at the show. That's one of the things that I was talking with E3D about, or not E3D, Duet, is potentially doing like a Duet makeover of my Milo down the line. Simply for the fact they sell add-ons for NEMA 23s that have an encoder. So you basically can turn off-the-shelf NEMA 23s into closed loop with Duet. So that is something I was talking with the Duet folks about. Okay, I'm gonna keep that. I need a box to put all this in. There we go. I don't know what this is for. Oh, that's an end stop, I think. Yeah, or that's the E-stop. Need to have an E-stop. Can't have a machine without an E-stop. Don't they have those? I think they do. We just talked about the NEMA 23s because we didn't record it. It was just like a hotel room talk about upgrading that guy. It's the wire for the controller. Oh, I might have misheard, but can you weld with an EDM machine? Not really. If you're welding with a wire EDM machine, something went wrong. Drone Ganchuan. Unfortunately, I only build machines that are practical. A drone would be fun, but let's be honest, it would be built just to have it built. It wouldn't actually be a thing. Okay, so that's the end stops. So that's that end stop. I'm gonna keep the end stops, but don't need a Z end stop. I just need X and Y. Okay, so that's that. So now we gotta take the spindle off. Is that? Nope. Where are my wrenches? One of these days I gotta like collect all my wrenches and put them back in. Drone gantry has the fastest Z. Yes, it almost flies. It's that fast. Are you the right size? No. Are you the right size? Yes. Everything is a welding machine. Yeah, I mean, technically you can friction weld with a CNC. I've done it. It sucks. Some kind of Z axis, but you could always print something. That's what I'm thinking. Basically, well, the problem is this gets pretty low, but I can remount it higher up. Well, actually, no, I gotta take this off too. Let me get the spindle off, because it wouldn't be bad to have like just a manual Z, just so you can like adjust your Z if you need to. You don't really need like a tied-in Z. At least I don't think you would. You probably get by pretty good with just a. Think of Z hops. You don't really need to Z hop. Be easier to adjust. That's true. I was thinking more just have the holder for the whatchamacallit. Yeah, so you have this. So yeah, slap it on that, off you go. Take this off, let's see, because you need, how much, what is the distance from like here to here? Because you want to put this in, how deep do you want this in water? Like, do you need water up to like here? Or do you need water up to like the midpoint? How, like, do you just need water up to here? Is that what it, and then if so, what is the distance from here to here? So I'll probably I'm gonna take the aluminum bed off this and just have a tank, essentially. Hopefully this is still rigid enough with that. Yeah, we're gonna, because think of it, this would be a perfect one for it because the bed doesn't move, right? The gantry moves front to back, right? So that way you could just put a tank on it and it's not moving around, right? Unlike doing it on like, they show it here on an ender, right? So you can mount it to an ender, which works, but then you have the tank moving back and forth. It's not moving fast enough to slosh. If anything, it's actually better that the bed's moving, simply because it is gonna agitate the water and flush out any cuts a little bit better. But you can easily just put like a little itty bitty pump in here just to circulate water. So it's not a huge thing. Numbers incoming. So you're gonna wanna the tool submerged from the bottom of it to the lower portion of the C arc extension. So about here. C arc extension, like there. Don't use 30K, yeah. Tank could be more full with the fixed tank, yeah. Okay, so you need, so basically, I need a tank that's from here to here deep with a little bit of clearance underneath, essentially. And I probably would mount it sideways, or actually it depends, I'd have to see. Because you can only cut a plate as wide, like you can only cut into a plate this wide, that's the thing. So you're not gonna be like cutting out like giant smiley faces this big with this, or at least with this tool head. You could probably modify the tool head for a bigger C. Design your own type thing. But you gotta be, it'd be really good to do once you machine, wire EDM out the parts for it. What holds the piece? Whatever you need. Whatever you need. You can print a jig. You could print a jig to hold it, because you just need to put a clamp on to make it electrically conductive. A little over 95 millimeters. Okay, let me get this off and we'll see what we got to work with. So basically 100 millimeters of Z clearance. Not gonna lie, going right on the want list. Oh, what do you think I did the first time I saw this thing? I've been following this project for a bit, to be honest. I was just kind of waiting to see it in person, because you know how it is, where half the time where you see something online, it looks really cool, and then you see it in person, it's like, it kind of doesn't live up to the hype. That was the, I don't want to, I'm not talking bad, but that was the 3D printed Lamborghini for me. It was really cool until I got close to it. But I know it's PLA and it's a bit old now. Tim! We're joining from the concourse at Charlotte Airport. Oh shit. What'd you guys get up to yesterday? It's market for used hot tubs now. Well, I'm just gonna put a little bubbler in it, a little fish tank bubbler, just to move the water around. Right? You just see the water moving. Or you could flush it. You can have like a little nozzle just running water through it, like a little flush, basically. Lambo sent. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. It was really cool. It's just, you know, as you get closer to it, you see that it is a 3D printed car made out of PLA, printed on enders, with a lot of body work. Went hiking with Taco. I napped and redid my entire flight case to fit everything. Oh, nice. Oh, so you guys stayed an extra day. Q. Yeah, open sauce, I purposely booked an extra day. I'm flying back on the Tuesday. Simply because it's like, I've never been to California. I've never been to the Bay Area. Both Max and Steve are local. So I'm like, show me around. Show me what you got. 3D printed or bondoed? Underneath is 3D printed. It's as 3D printed as my Mando suit. So it's 3D printed with just like, you know, filler on it to smooth it out and then painted. So I could take this bed off, I think. Because right now, from here down, I only have like, what is that, 50 mil? Yeah, 50 mil. So 50 mil plus 15, yeah. So let's see here. So that is 60. Ooh, that's gonna get close. 60, 70, 80. That's only 80 mil. I may have to raise this up somehow. I only got 80 mil of clearance from like the very bottom here. Although I could mount it facing forward. If I mount it facing forward, that might actually be better. If I mount it facing forward, I've got a little bit more wiggle room for the mounting. Yeah, I could just mount it facing forward. It'll be easier to figure out once I have it in my hand. I can't wrap my hand around like, I got the numbers. Make it work, make it work. But yeah, that's the plan. We're gonna turn this into a little wire EDM machine. Simple as that. Could always remachine both sides. I know, with the wire EDM machine. Print to scale mock-up. Or I could just wait for the kit to show up. Sign reading Pikes Peak, open on the way to the airport, got my attention. Ooh, that's cool. We drove by Buc-ee's. There was still skiing. Yeah, there's still snow on the hills there. So I'm pretty sure I heard somebody say they turned a wire or a 3018 into one. So if somebody turned a 3018 into one, I'm pretty sure I could turn this into one. I mean, I have a 3018 in the basement. I do have a 3018 in the basement somewhere. It's snowing in Slovenia. Ooh, well, I'm not in Slovenia, so it's definitely not the most space efficient design. Trade-offs to make it work on any 24-volt full custom build is best. Okay, yeah, it's basically like if this bottom part could be narrower kind of thing. I got the little guy a Buc-ee's I got the little guy a Buc-ee's whatchamacallit, stuffed Buc-ee's beaver. So yeah, so I could take this off, take the bed off. Can I get at it from underneath? Yeah, just get at it from underneath. 1 second here. So we take this bottom part off. We're gonna lose a little bit of rigidity, but we don't actually, ooh, wait, I can't take that bottom off. That bottom holds it together, basically. I can replace it with a plate. I can replace the bottom with a plate, but the aluminum is what holds it together. So I'm gonna have to raise this up somehow. I can make it work. I'll figure it out. I mean, it wouldn't be hard just to replace it with an extrusion. Just get rid of the bottom one and just put an extrusion on it and just mount it straight to the extrusion. That would clear a lot of room. Put an extrusion in there. So take the entire tool head off, put a piece of like 2040 extrusion across here. Just have the top one, put a like an MGM 12 rail on it and just mount that right to the MGM 12 rail. Because then I'll have clearance from basically the bottom of the axis all the way down, which is 115 millimeters. There you go. Yeah, so I'll just redo that. So get rid of the bottom one here, put an extrusion across the top, mount a rail to the extrusion, bing, bang, boom, mount that directly to it, done. Flip the base upside down. I don't think I can. I don't think I can. Because these mount directly to this, and this is what holds the front and the back together. I mean, technically there is the rods. Let me take this top off. Let me take it off and see how rigid it is without the bed in. I'm prepping for something I'm not gonna be doing for a couple weeks. Ooh, those are tight. Where's my, I need my pipe. I need a pipe. I got a smaller pipe. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, that'll work. You'll build one of the flying gantries. Oh, none. Are you talking like the Flycron? That is a one-off, like just straight up trade show thing. Like that is not a practical machine in any sense of the imagination. Yeah, that thing is not practical in any sense of the imagination, just so you're aware. That is strictly a trade show thing, the Flycron. Could it print? It did. I got video of it printing. You'll see it in the video when I put out the video, or if you scrum back earlier in the stream when I showed the video of it printing. But it is straight up a trade show thing. It is not practical in any sense of the imagination. It can only do like 1 millimeter layer height with like a 1 millimeter nozzle. Also, I think it's kind of expensive. Well, I don't think it's that expensive. Like, it's as expensive as the printer is, plus the cost of, you know, 4 50 amp ducted motors, the power supplies for it, all the other electronics like capacitors and whatnot, because it is, you know, 50 amp spikes. You need to have caps on it. The Stinger is very practical. Well, the Angel actually looks pretty decent too. Screws fall out. That's losing a lot of its rigidity right there. What are you caught on? Oh. Oh shoot. Oh, that runs through there. Uh-oh. We might be okay. This actually might be rigid enough, just like this. Because it's got, you know, 12 millimeter rods connecting it front to back, and I could just use extrusions or something on the side. I'll just put some plate on the side to make it more rigid. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's plenty rigid. That's plenty rigid. That's plenty rigid. There you go. So, yeah, that's, oh yeah, that's still plenty rigid. So what I do is I put a tub directly on this. And yeah, off you go. Because right now, the only problem is this. I got to move the Z up still. Because even like this, it only has 70 millimeters of clearance. And then whatever the bottom of the tank is. Yeah, less rigidity. It still needs to be square. That's the thing. It still has to be square. That's the thing. But I can easily just, you know, put a plate on this. I'll have to make my own tank, which wouldn't be too hard. Good thing I just ripped apart the only thing I would have that. Oh, wait, no, I have this. I can machine it on here. Do that. Yeah, that's totally doable. That is totally doable. I have these to do something with. Yeah, that's totally doable. The upside down. What do you mean the upside down idea? What are you talking about upside down idea? I don't know. What do you mean the upside down idea? What shirt is this? It's one of the older Pay Money Wubby shirts from like the last merch drop, I think. It's got anime cat girls on it and it's tie-dye. What's not to like? There you go. Put this under here. Got an E-stop. Always good to have an E-stop. You know, don't work. Looks like it works, but the upside down, I think they're talking about would have left rod on the right bearing and vice versa, which would flip the bed. Oh, no, that wouldn't work. Oh, oh. I think I know what you mean, maybe? Wait. So basically take this off and just basically like, no, that wouldn't work. Because these rods right here are in the middle. So if I flip the base, I still get the same Z. Like this rod is in the middle. So. But what I could do is I could just have it mounted on here facing forward. Yeah, I can figure it. I'll figure it out. I mean, I just move this up. I just move this up. Make it work. Plenty of room. Make it work. Any 3D Chameleon news? Mark IV should be out soon because all Mark IV is a software update for the Mark III hardware. Suspended over the tank with spindle facing downward. I can figure it out. I'll mess around. I might switch it to a rail. It's just moving this up because I can get. Because right now, if I take this off and just rigid mount it, that's 80. That's 80 millimeters. But it's going to be up more because I'm going to use a I'm going to make a plexiglass tub essentially and epoxy it all together. And it's going to sit on this. So it's only got like 60, 70 mil. Got to get it up higher. Got to get higher. Let's see here. Waterproof steppers and put the whole thing in a tank. Funny you say that. Funny you should say that. Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, so that's 70 mil right there. So it's only like 65 millimeters. I use upside down, put the legs back on. Mount 4 extrusions, those become the legs. Set inside top. What? I mean upside down. I mean, I could just get a longer plate here. I could just machine a longer plate here on the Milo. I have a CNC now. I could just make bigger plates. I could just remachine these plates right here to be taller. I can do that now. I have a CNC that can cut aluminum. I can machine my own plates. I'll just make the plates bigger. Eh. It's a Comgrow Robo CNC. I'll just get like some 5mm plates and just machine taller plates. Wouldn't be too hard. Flip the whole thing and put a cube. I don't know. I need like a picture. I can't just from text I can't understand, but what do you mean flip the whole thing? What model is the router? This is a Comgrow Robo CNC. I think I just answered that. Get a Voron kit. I don't wanna. I want to convert something that I already have, and this seems to be like a pretty good option because it's all lead screw, no belts. It's already got a footprint. I've already got all the stuff for it. I just need to make it a little bit bigger, but we'll make it work. It's a project. I like projects. I haven't had like a big conversion project. Oh, mount it upside down above a tank. Oh! That could work, but then this would all be, So basically, get a tank and just mount it in the tank like this. Could do that. It'd be a little messy. It'd be a little messy doing it that way. I want it to just be one thing. Like, I just want to put the tank on it and then just move in the tank. So no flying gantry for those on the fly prints. Thank you for the $2. I'll make it work. I'll make it work. I can just, I'll just machine. I need a project for the Milo. I need to do something for the Milo. So I'm just going to do this. I'll just machine bigger plates for the Milo. I'll just raise it up. So I got like 150 millimeters of clearance to call it a day. But I'm going to wait until I get that in so I know what to do with it. So I get it more mentally in my head, ready for it. So. Attach ducted motors and get it fly over a swimming pool. What about a quantum delta? I don't know. What's a quantum delta? Take this back plate off. Take that spindle off. What are we at right now? What are we at? We are at 405. I think we're going to call it at like 415. We'll call the stream at 415. Because I'm getting a bit hungry. And we've already done what I wanted to do today, which was the Rocky Mountain recap. So we got that done and out of the way. How fast do friends print ABS on an X1C? I print 60% speed. I don't print fast on the X1 because guess what? When you print ABS fast, layer strength goes to shit, and I want my prints to actually be functional. So I actually don't print fast ABS. I don't do speed benchies, and I print for personal use. So I'm in no rush most of the time. So I literally slice my prints at the default speeds, and then I run the printer at 60% speed, or whatever the slow mode is. Your chat is more unhinged than me at the rate you're going to make a weird CNC positron. Yeah, why not? You need to turn off cooling. Yeah, I barely run a fan on my X1. I run like 20% part fan, 15 to 20% part fan. Definitely no curtain air cooling. Definitely no curtain air cooling. Save the duet. That plate, I'm gonna just put in there for now. Duet can go there. I'm also taking this all apart because it's got to be cleaned. It's filthy. Z extrusions. I could just convert it to, I could just use extrusions for the Z, honestly. And then just custom make an axis. It wouldn't be too hard. I mean, it's not like we have a Voron CNC I can easily borrow design aspects from. I might just do that. I might just get some 2040 extrusions for a vertical and then just put a extrusion right across and put a rail on it and call it a day. That would be simple and it would work. We might just end up doing that. We'll see. I'm just taking this off right now. Although I'd rather machine something because, you know, I do have the machine now. Or again, because it's a wire EDM, there's no real forces on it. I could just print the parts. Nah, won't do that. There we go. There's the vertical. So there we go. There's the motion system. Just need to figure out how to mount a mount that like that. So change that like that. I have a printed block in there, mounted right to that. Off we go. And now I got carbon fiber bits and metal all over me. How's the cam going? It's going. I gotta get back into it now that I'm back from Rocky Mountain. I'm just gonna take this outside and blast it with the hose. It's filthy. There we go. So yeah, so basically, this goes in there. Back to the front. Let's see, how, okay, that's less room like that. I can make this work. I can make this work. Wouldn't be too hard to make this work. I can make this work. Thing is, this is nowhere near stock. So even if I get it working, I can't like, oh, here, if you want to convert your Robo CNC, because I've already modified mine. This is not stock, I don't think. I don't know where my stock tool head for mine is. I've changed it already because this is an aftermarket tool head on mine. So I don't know what the stock one was. I know the stock one had less head. That's all I remember. Cheap CNC laser engraver frame assist, it's hollow. Yeah, but you don't have the Z. You would have to basically raise it up, which wouldn't be too bad, but I don't have a cheap laser. I already have this, that's why I want to convert it to it. I just didn't realize how much Z I actually need. I didn't think about that. No. Because I only have like this picture to go off of essentially. It's like, oh, okay, it's this. I need this much clearance. So, V0 cutter. What's a V0 cutter? Do you have anything? Yeah, I got a video on it. You'll see it in a little bit. The thing is, I can't put out all my videos at once because I've got like full videos from Rocky Mountain. So I can't just put them all out at once. I got to stagger them over the next couple weeks. So V0 with a cutter. Oh, yeah. Make this into a V0. Okay, we're gonna do the giveaway. We got the giveaway in 3 minutes. If you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, we're gonna be doing a giveaway in like 3 minutes. So link in the description, enter for your chance to win. How's Coda doing? Coda's doing good. He's old. He's doing as good as he can for an old doggo. There we go. Get that off. Still got my end stops, so that's good. Actually, where's the front end? Oh yeah, the front end stop's mounted to this. Front end stop, rear end stop, right, left, there we go. So I got end stops, so we're good there. Does Duet work with only 2 axes? Duet should work with 2 axes. Yeah, I can make this work. I'll make it work. If I gotta put it sideways, I'll put it sideways. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Or I just take this bottom one off and just have a top. Wire head and a plunge head. Yeah. I'm thinking what I might end up doing is just, instead of having it be rods, what I'm gonna do is just put a piece of 2040 across the top here with a rail on it. And then just a single rail, have the screw still. That way I have a total of, bring this to the front. So let's say this is how thick the bottom is. That gives me like almost 5 inch. Yeah, that's like 130 millimeters and I only need 95. So I'll just do that. I'll take this bottom one out, take both these out, put an extrusion across it, because I have 2040 extrusions somewhere. I have 2040 extrusions I can make work. I can cut them to a perfect size. Let me check. I know I have some downstairs, but I think I might have some. Oh, there's where this guy is. Yeah, and then just, you know, I think I have some MGN 12 rails too. And just put an MGN 12 rail across with 2 carriages. I'll just do that. Heck, I might even have ball screws because I got some stuff left over from the CNC. Also, I got to figure out how to put this on a stealth burner or an XOL tool head. Lie to the firmware. Yeah, lie to the firmware. And just have an end stop that's always activated. Like, yeah, it's good. It's good. Just tell it the X end stop is also the Z end stop, and just rehome the Z or something. I'll make it work. I'll make it work. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. I don't think you guys are shipping it tonight. Would that work in Dragon Burner? I'll make it work. All I got to do is change the mount holes. All the carbon fiber and grease mixed up. Yum, yum, yum. Make it work. Anyways, let's do this giveaway. I'm hungry. I need to make family food, or we might end up going out for dinner because I'm hungry. Wheel of Names. No, this is the extruder off of a Magneto X. I have an extra one. Let's do the giveaway. Let's do the giveaway. Responses. How many people we got on stream today? 473. That's good. Cool. I don't even look. I don't check how many people watch my stream until it's over. Got to get into that mindset, not to be worried about stream count. Yeah, I can make this work. I'll make this work pretty good. I've got a bunch of stuff that I bought for my CNC that I was going to build years ago that I never got around to. So I could definitely easily modify this for that, or modify what I have left over in the parts bin. I've got a whole switch wire kit worth of extrusions I can easily finagle into this. It would not be too hard. In fact, after I do the draw, I'm going to run downstairs and then run back up because I know all of you will leave after the draw anyways, and we'll see what we got. Okay, give me a number. Okay, people who put numbers too early, you're disqualified. Give me a number between E and M. I need a number between E and M. $37. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 37. There we go. Round around she goes. Where she stops, it's not going to be on our blue line. Dang it. One day, it'll be the oddball line. One day. Dan's 3D Print UK. Congratulations, Dan 3D Print UK. You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. You will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament from Polymaker. So everyone, golf claps in chat. I'm going to be back in 1 second. I'm just going to run downstairs and see what I have hardware-wise for this conversion. I'm back. Yeah, so I've got 2040 extrusion. So what I can do, yeah, I can just drill 2 holes, drill and tap, cut the extrusion down to size, put an extrusion across the top here. I did unmute myself, good. So put the extrusion across the top. That'll still drive it. And then I've got, you know, 12 mil MGN12s. I've got a bunch of MGN12 rails left over. Put an MGN12 rail across, and there's your carriage right there. Bing, bang, boom. Oh, I'm just gonna use 2040. I think 3030 would be overkill for this. Yeah, I'll just drill 2 holes and just go like that. Boom, done. Why not keep the rods? Because I have to raise it up. So my 2 options are either remove the rods and go rails, or remachine these entire things but taller. And it's probably gonna be easier just to take out the rods and then just put an extrusion across the top and mount it to a rail, or 2 rails. Like just use like 2, make my own custom carriage. So, and then just 3D print a tool head that the tool head of the wire EDM. Do plate extensions. I could do that. Is another option. It wouldn't be too hard. I would have to. Problem with plate extensions is, yeah, it'd be a bit of a pain to do plate extensions. But I'd have to like have them like, because the plate mounts like that. So I can't just put a plate there, because then the next plate, it sits on top. Like I'd have to like have it like that so it can overlap or something. I'll figure something out. I got time. I got plenty of time. Figure something out. Anyways, we're gonna call it there. I'm hungry. I need to feed my family and wash my hands and whatnot. So again, if I saw you at Rocky Mountain, cheers. Huge shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we give away this stream and every stream. Links for them and more in the video description. Couldn't you add extrusion on the bottom as well to widen your x-axis? I could. I mean, I could just replace the whole thing with extrusions if I really wanted to. Like, I can make it this wide if I really wanted to, but I'm not going to, because you can only go so you can only cut as deep as the C, right? It's a C, right? So you can only cut in as far as the C is, right? So it doesn't matter. Like I can make it wider, but I'm not going to be putting plates in this big to only cut into them this much. Like you're going to be cutting plates like this big, right? You're only going to be cutting plates like this because you can only cut in like C-shaped, right? So I just figured since I already have this, I can convert it since I'm not using it. Okay, we're calling it right there. You're overnight today. Dang it. Okay, we're calling it there. Shout out to everyone. If you donate to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. Not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. I'm gonna go eat. I'm hungry. I'll see you on Friday. Video Thursday for the first Rocky Mountain one, because they're all gonna be coming out over the next couple weeks. I'll probably do 2 or 3 a week for the next couple weeks until they're all out. But yeah, I think that's it. Be safe out there, wash your hands, and I'll see you on Friday.